Marvel just gave us 15 titles that we need to watch before we can properly enjoy Avengers Doomsday this December. Let's walk through them and let's rate them. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I have continued to watch Marvel even after the, downturn it took after Endgame. I always find enjoyment in them. And I thought I'll go through them from my physical media shelf and talk about them and rate them as far as good or bad. We're going to give them between 1 and 5 happies for each film. There are no 1 happies. I enjoy all of my Marvel movies, some more than others, but there are no terrible ones, except for Thor: The Dark World. Anyway, let's kick it off with the one that started the modern superhero craze, and that is the very first X-Men. Now, I loved this movie when it came out because I grew up watching the X-Men. So to see them in live action, it was incredible. And it's really, really well cast. It still holds up today. Some parts of it haven't aged as good as others. I mean, there's a sexual predator that's very obviously one of the extras, and that's not great. That doesn't age well. If you know who that is, you can look that up later. I'm going to give this 3 happies. It's a pretty good movie. It's not the best though, but it's really fun. Next up, X2, also known as X2 X-Men United. This was the sequel to follow the original X-Men. It came out a couple years later. It ramped everything up. The action, the spectacle, it's great. It's got Wolverine going in full berserker mode. That should be worth the price of admission right there. It's a pretty freaking good movie. I've gone back and forth with whether is better than this first one. I know a lot of people, it's like the Spider-Man 2 versus Spider-Man debate. There's people that absolutely love it. I think it's better. I think they're kind of on par a little bit. I am going to rate this a little bit higher. I'm going to give this a 4. That's 4 happies now. That's a pretty high jump from the 3, but I think it's worth it just for that X-Mansion battle with Stryker's forces. I think that really elevates the movie as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, X2, that gets a 4. Captain America, the first Avenger. Old Stars and Stripes, his first outing in the MCU. I love this movie. This movie is a great Saturday matinee swashbuckling adventure movie. It's aged really well. The only thing that I'm going to give it a couple of nicks down for is just, this was definitely a time when they were doing a lot of post-conversion into 3D. Not filmed for 3D, just post-conversion. And there's a couple of shots. There's a shot where Cap's jumping off this tank, and it's probably looked really cool in 3D. In 2D, it's just kind of, it stands out there to me. So it is what it is. Now, I think that this movie was only recommended because of Peggy Carter being such a big role in the movie. We know that Cap gets married to Peggy at the end of Endgame, and from the trailers from Doomsday, they do have a baby. So I don't think they've said that Haley Atwell is in the movie, but she gonna be in the movie. So I think this was only recommended so that you understand that relationship a little bit more. I cannot see how this is part of the multiverse saga and connecting to Victor Von Doom. I just can't see it. So I think that's going to be a lot of these. I think it's going to be introducing different characters, and that's why they think it's important. But yeah, Captain America, I'm going to give this 3.5 happies. So it's up there. It's a pretty damn good movie. The spectacle that was the Avengers. When this movie came out, I don't think that, I was excited. I had 5 nights of friends to watch the first 5 Phase 1 films. We were really excited for this movie. And it lived up to the hype. I remember sitting there when it started thinking, oh my God, we're really seeing this movie. Because the idea at the time of having all of these characters, all these superheroes from their own franchises coming in together was mind-boggling, frankly. No one's ever done it. So when this came out, it was huge for me. I think that this has got some of the best fight sequences. I love, 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 love the Iron Man armor. This is, every Iron Man armor looks great. Well, I'll take that back. I wasn't really a big fan of the Iron Man 3 gold armor. I just didn't like the look of that very much. You can see the nicks and the scuffs on Iron Man's armor. It looks beautiful. It looks very, very real. And this is introducing Loki as the villain. He's kind of a one-note villain, but it's great. The Battle of New York is fantastic with the Chitauri. I love this movie. This is still probably it might be my favorite of the MCU movies still to this day, because it's such a good standalone movie. I really love this. So for this one, I'm going to give this all 5 happies. This is the highest ranking I can give this movie, and I absolutely love it. I think this steelbook looks pretty cool too. We're gonna jump, apparently, all through phase 2 into phase 3, and we are bringing in the big guns here with Avengers Infinity War. I was very excited for this movie. I mean, the lead up to this movie, the trailers, everything got me so jazzed, so excited that I was just counting down the hours to see this movie. I remember picking Sandra up at work, and a coworker was making her work late, and I just said, no. We're going right now. I'm not being late for this. This was a really great experience in theater. I love this movie. I think that this movie is extremely tight. It's very fast paced. It balances all the characters extremely well. Obviously, it's kind of a downer of an ending, but man, the ride going there was something. So for Avengers Infinity War, once again, I'm giving this 5 happies. This is a fantastic movie. Again, I'm not really sure how this is going to tie into Doomsday, but I think it's definitely worth watching. 5 happies. Avengers Endgame. This was the wait for a year to see this movie was excruciating, but it lived up to the hype in every sense of the word. It was a spectacle. It was a love letter to every MCU film that came before it. It really kind of closed out the MCU. And for a good amount of fans, it did close out the MCU, because a lot of people didn't even continue watching after this. This movie has the best climax ever. The on your left and all the portals opening. I don't know how you're going to beat it. I don't know how you're going to beat it. Even if they do something like that with Doomsday or eventually in Secret Wars, we're all going to be comparing it to the Battle of the Avengers compound. This movie is fantastic, and it's definitely going to tie into Loki, and we're going to get to that in a minute, but I will give this one 4.5 happies. If I had to pick between the two of which I think is the better movie, I would say it's Infinity War, just because it's tighter. But man, it's only half a happy, guys. Come on, this is still a fantastic movie. Picking off right from this movie where Loki picks up the Tesseract in the alternate timeline and vanishes, we are moving into Disney Plus and Loki seasons 1 and 2. Now, I think that the Loki series is probably the most important thing you watch prior to Doomsday. If you don't know what happens in Loki and where his character goes, and if you don't understand the TVA and the multiverse in general, this is what you need to watch to get it. The first season is so good. It is, this is the second season. The first season is so good. I absolutely loved it. And the second one is a little bit more convoluted. It's still really good, but it's not as good as the first season for me. Jonathan Majors was obviously supposed to be Kang the Conqueror. He's so good in it. It makes me really sad of what we could have got, because he's playing Victor Timely. He's also playing He Who Remains. He's really good in this movie. It does make me sad of what could have been. So for Loki, I'm going to give season 1 a 4.5. Season 2, I'm going to give a 4. Again, it's just, I enjoyed season 1 a lot more. They need to bring Sylvie back, Loki's other half. If she's not in Doomsday, that's a really missed opportunity. I'll let Doomsday go, but Secret Wars, she's got to be in that because she was such a compelling character, and to just never see her again is really a damn shame. But you definitely need to see this to understand where Loki is by the time Doomsday comes around, and the TVA, obviously. All right, something new, something completely different. We have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I was very excited about this movie too. I'm excited about all my Marvel movies. I shouldn't say this one, and I'm excited about all of them. But this, I think this came out on my birthday. I know I saw it on my birthday, so that was pretty exciting. I was very interested to see the Ten Rings again, because I think that's a great organization that they really didn't they kind of underdeveloped post Iron Man 2. So I was very excited for that. I heard that Trevor Slattery character was going to be back. I thought that was really interesting. Shang-Chi's good. I'm not a big martial arts movie guy. I'm just not. A Little Ninja goes a long way for me. I've said that in lots of other reviews. It's really good, but it's also kind of long. The third act of the movie is really long. It's like I thought the movie was wrapping up, and then it's like this, 50 minutes almost of more fighting, more CGI spectacle. And it's good, don't get me wrong, it's good. I think Awkwafina's a little annoying in this one. Again, I think this one is only being thrown into this list by Marvel because it's been so long since we've seen Shang-Chi. I don't know why he didn't get a sequel announced yet, but we haven't seen him in a hot minute. And there's the thing at the end of the movie where the end credits, the post-credit scene, is Shang-Chi and Wong and Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel. And they're talking about how the rings are sending a signal out into space. Now, I don't know if that's... There's a lot of end credit scenes that I don't know if they're ever going to pick up again. I hope that one ties to this one a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not getting spoilers or anything. But I hope that ties into Doomsday. But either way, this is the movie that's going to reintroduce the world to Shang-Chi. So I think that's why this was accepted into this list of movies that they say we should watch. For me, though, I'm going to give Shang-Chi a 3. It's not a bad, it's middle of the road, so it's good. It's just not my favorite. And so yeah, 3 happies for Shang-Chi. No offense. Okie dokie. This Spider-Man No Way Home. Now this is a pretty solid multiverse movie. So I think now we're starting to get into like let's explain what these alternate universes are. And this is a really good way to introduce somebody to that. You're going to get the legacy of Spider-Man in this, from Tobey Maguire to Andrew Garfield and obviously to Tom Holland. This movie's great. This was such a great experience in theater. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago before Brand New Day came out, and it still really holds up. I don't really have a lot of negatives about this. The only I'll tell you a negative I don't like. There's an extended version that you can get on iTunes or Apple, I guess. It's just I'm old school. I still call it iTunes. You can get an extended version that's got more Matt Murdock in it, and that's really cool. I do like that version a lot. I like some of the music changes, but it's only available digitally. It's not available on physical. So I've got my Steelbook right here. This is by the beautiful artist Andy Fairhurst, and I follow him, and you should definitely follow him as well. This movie's great. This is going to be a solid 4.5. 4.5 happies. I thought 4, but then I was like, nah, I had so much fun with this movie. And if you love the other Spider-Man movies, this is a 4.5. Easily 4.5. And yeah, this is going to be a good kind of showing you how different universes and different franchises work across the Fox universe and the MCU universe. So I get why they're showing you this, even though Spider-Man has not been confirmed to be in Doomsday. So I get that one. All right. Next up, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I was very excited. I gotta stop saying I was very excited about this. If you rewind this back, you should count how many times I say I was very excited. I think you can have a drinking game to that. I need to, branch out my vocabulary a little bit. What's great about this movie is Sam Raimi is back. He directed the first 3 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. And he's definitely bringing that kind of Evil Dead, fun, kind of scary feel to this movie. And it's called Multiverse of Madness. We do see a little bit of the multiverse in this, not as much as I was expecting. America Chavez is in this, and I hope she's in Doomsday. She's definitely not been announced yet, but she can jump through the multiverse. So that would make sense for her to be in this. I'm hoping that that's why they're saying watch this, so that, she's in this, and then you get that, oh, that's who that is. I don't know, because it wasn't a great look at the multiverse, except that we got to see the Illuminati, and this was the first time we saw Patrick Stewart back as Professor X in the MCU. So I get why this is up there. For me, I'm going to give this one 3 happies, 3 solid happies. The reason it's not higher is that the writers did not do a good job of communicating with what they were doing with WandaVision. And they took WandaVision and they gave her this love letter of her character and where she was going to go with everything. And then they just undid it all like a Thanos snap and made her the villain in this. And I'm not faulting her being the villain. She's really good and she's really scary. But I feel like it kind of undoes WandaVision. And they mention WandaVision in this. They mention Westview. And that's her motivation in this. But justice for Wanda Maximoff. Let's bring her back. So for right now, that's a 3. And that's just because of how they handled Wanda. All right, next up, we've got the very sad and poignant Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. This one had a lot of baggage with it because of the unfortunate death of Chadwick Boseman. And I'm not sure it was handled the best it could, because it's got that weight and it's trying to be so respectful of him as an actor and as the character he played with T'Challa, that it really bogs the movie down. The movie's very long. It's not that exciting. It's visually very dark. I've watched this digitally. I've watched it on the 4K. It's a dark movie. I love the first one so much. This one's just not up there for me. It's a pretty weak entry. I almost, and this is going to be controversial. This is my hot take for the episode. I almost wish that they just recast T'Challa, because you're already going into the movie very sad. And I don't know if that's the right answer either. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I think that this movie is being put in this list because of Namor being back in Doomsday, confirmed, and the fact that M'Baku, who I love Winston Duke. M'Baku is one of my favorite characters in the Black Panther universe. Baha! Hoo, hoo. Bombay! Love it. He's the king of Wakanda by the end of this movie. He also might be a Black Panther. I'm not sure. That's not confirmed yet. But, I mean, if he's the king of Wakanda and they've got the synthetic heart-shaped herb, it makes sense that he's the Black Panther and not just Shuri. But anyway, that's just me hypothesizing. For this one, I'm sorry, I'm going to give it my lowest score, which is 2 happies. It's just, I don't enjoy my time with it. I really don't. Flipping from something I don't enjoy my time with to something that I really enjoy my time with, Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's fucking go. This movie was great. I've kind of wrestled with some of the things in the movie, though, like long term, because it's a cameo fest. It's a nostalgia mainline drip 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 get your member berries movie. It does feel like the dramatic conclusion to the Fox universe. It has a nice little send off at the end of the movie. Hugh Jackman is just fantastic as Wolverine, as always, and we finally get him in the the yellow spandex instead of the black leather or just a leather jacket. Deadpool does not look great. That's a gripe I have, is I think that in the Disney world, his makeup, he's not that scary. He looks like he's got scar tissue. He doesn't look like a burned victim and scary the way he did in the first Deadpool movie. I think that was watered down a little bit. It's really cool seeing the TVA. It's really cool seeing the TVA from Loki, and they are jumping to Deadpool's universe, and seeing that's kind of a little bit of the multiverse, and we bring back the Void from Loki. This is a really good companion piece to Loki. I don't know if Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are going to be in Doomsday. I think they probably are. They did release that video last week that was really funny. Maybe they're just joking everybody. It'd be great to see them, but I'm not sure if they're going to be in it or they'll be in it in Secret Wars. But this is a lot of fun. I do like this movie an awful lot. It's not a perfect movie. I think that it relies a lot on the nostalgia factor of these cameos. So I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 happies. And also, another reason I think this one is on the list too is because Gambit is in this movie. The actual good comic version of Gambit, played by why can't I remember his name? Fucking G.I. Joe. Magic Mike. Why can't I not remember his name? Gambit is also going to be in Doomsday. We see him fighting Shang-Chi. So I think that's another reason why this is on the list of movies. Captain America: Brave New World. This is the standalone new Captain America with Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, is now the new Captain America following the events of Endgame, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was not mentioned. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but this is his standalone movie, and it's got Harrison Ford. He's taking over the role of William Hurt, played as Thaddeus Ross. See, you could have done something like that for T'Challa. There's been recasts already. Whatever. I'm not gonna keep harping on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. This movie was all right. I only saw it once. I haven't rewatched it yet, so this is gonna have to be rewatched. It was okay. There's a lot of obvious reshoots in this movie, and I think they were changing it a lot. The title changed. I wanted this to be just a little bit more, and it wasn't. I think that they ruined the movie by revealing Red Hulk in the trailer. If I didn't know about that, I think I would put that movie up way higher, but they basically showed you the third act of the movie in the trailer, and that was really, really unfortunate. I was also very, very excited that Samuel Stearns was back. The leader character, he was seen in the very end of The Incredible Hulk, played by Tim Blake Nelson. I was very excited to bring that back. Like, that's a thread that was so old that I was like, great, we get to see what this character was. And he was just kind of weird. For this one, I'm going to give this, because I only saw it once in theater, so it's been over a year, I'm going to give it 3. Just going to give it a 3. That could go lower, it could go higher, I don't know. So 3 happies for Captain America: Brave New World. We're winding down. Just cool your jets. Thunderbolts, aka the new Avengers. I really liked this one when this came out. I loved seeing all these characters from the different shows, even like forgotten characters like Ghost. Ghost was great in this movie. And seeing her in action in this one was great. I love Yelena. Yelena is fantastic. I just love her as a character. She's a great Black Widow. And seeing Wyatt Russell from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, now he's in this. This movie really kicked ass. And unfortunately, it was very well received, but it didn't make as much money. And again, I think that superhero fatigue definitely started to play into this one, because I thought this was really good. The only problem with the movie is the stakes aren't that high. By the end of the movie, the stakes are high, but just throughout the movie, it's just a bunch of people who hate each other hanging out. And there's nothing wrong with that. That has its time and place. But there definitely was no like overarching threat to the movie. I've seen it once. I need to see it again. But for right now, I'm going to give this one 3.5 happies. I did enjoy it, and I think this steelbook design is really, really slick. Fantastic Four First Steps. MCU getting the Fantastic Four back was huge news. I was very excited about it. Why did I say it again? I swear, I'm going to learn new words. Me talk pretty one day. I missed this in theater. I actually didn't catch it until we were at home. I enjoyed it. I was more excited for John Krasinski's cameo version in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That looked like the Fantastic Four to me. This has got that 60s retro vibe, and if that's the Fantastic Four you love, more power to you. I think I wanted more of the John Krasinski. No offense to Pedro, he's just a little oversaturated right now, and I think everybody can agree on that one. This is the movie that's directly going to tie in to Doomsday, because at the end of the movie, we actually see Victor Von Doom with the kid at the end of the movie. So that's going to be a big part. I get why this one's on the list. And it's actually a good connection to Thunderbolts, because at the end of the Thunderbolts, in their post-credit scene, you see the Fantastic Four arriving in the Earth 616 universe. So yeah, they're kind of connected. For right now, I'm going to give this one 3. It could have been better. It's just 3 happies for this one right now. It could be better, but I did enjoy my time with it. I just wanted something a little bit more after the years and years and years of hype, and especially because Matt Shankman directed this, and he did all of the WandaVision, and I thought WandaVision was incredible. So, 3 for Fantastic Four's First Steps. And 2 more for you, 2 more bonuses that I was actually quite surprised they did not include on the list of movies to watch before Doomsday. I'm very surprised. If we're talking about characters that were introduced, like if we're just including these movies because they introduced characters, I'm very shocked that we did not talk about Thor, Love and Thunder, because in the trailer for Doomsday, we see that Love, who's now Thor's adopted daughter, is in Doomsday. So how, if you're an average viewer who maybe checked out after Endgame, why does Thor have a kid? Well, why does Thor have a kid? And why does Thor have Mjolnir back? Well, it's all in this movie. So I'm very surprised that this wasn't on the list, but I think it just wasn't well received. The comedy it's too much. It's way, way, way too much. I'm excited to see more of a, like the Thor of Infinity War. Bring me Thanos! I want to see more of that Thor, and I think we're going to get less comedy Thor and more serious Thor from Infinity War, and I'm excited for that. But I think this one should have been mentioned simply because who's this chick running around with Thor? Well, you got to watch this movie. But it wasn't that great. I'm going to give this one 3 happies. I was going to say 2.5, but I think that's a little too low because I do enjoy it. I love Christian Bale in it. 3.5 happies for Thor, Love and Thunder. All right, last one. This one was a shocker to me why this was not included, but it is The Marvels. This movie bombed. I mean, this movie bombed in the box office, and it's a shame because it's so much fun. I really enjoy this movie. I think that Brie Larson was great. I love Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan is just, she's like a breath of fresh air in the Marvel universe. I hope that she is in future movies. I really, really do. The reason I'm surprised this isn't on the list is because at the end of the movie, Monica Rambeau is transported to a different universe, and she's picked up by the X-Men. Specifically Beast, played by Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer is going to be in Doomsday. So I'm very confused why this movie was not picked as important before Doomsday. Very shocked by that. I hope it's not because this movie did not do well and they don't want to bring it up again. I'm hoping it's not because they don't want to open up the can of worms with the angry side of fandom that doesn't like female-led superhero movies. I hope that's not the case because I love this movie It's also the last time we've seen Nick Fury, so that's kind of important. But anywho, thank you for hanging out tonight and just talking about Marvel movies. I can do this all day. I could do this all day. See that? Look at that. I brought that full circle to Captain America. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about these movies. Do you agree with my rankings? And then, yeah, let's keep the conversation going about Marvel. What are you excited for? Do you think Marvel has sucked since Endgame? Are you like me, where there's been some low points, but overall you're still pretty happy with it? And if you're feeling really fun, drop me a comment and let me know how many times I said I was excited for this, because, whew, that's going to be one hell of a drinking game. In the meantime, pop the popcorn and stay happy.